Welcome to the Caregiving Podcast. I'm Inga.
And I'm Julie.
And long story short, we have Caregiving. We are two momtrepreneurs who have built an in-home care business from the ground up, guided every step of the way by God's care and fueled by agape love. Almost 14 years later, we felt called to create this podcast as a resource for families with caregiving needs. Whether you care for a family member or are looking for advice on professional caregiving, we want this to be a platform to support you.
Each week, we will come to you with encouraging stories of families who have found the right balance for their loved ones, tips for how to care for them and you, and much more. We hope you continue to join us each week as we share in this exciting new journey together.
Hello, Sunshines, and hello, Julie. How are you?
I'm good.
Getting all situated?
Situated.
Nice. We're not going to lie. We're not even going to pretend that we're not doing this in the afternoon after a very long week. You probably know that it's not live on Monday because we always tell you that Alyssa keeps us good. But this is the week we've had. Here we are.
And you're welcome.
Yeah, probably should have just had this one not on video, but it's what it is. So
This is a fact.
Hey, how are your hormones?
Oh, my hormones. Fabulous, fabulous, darling. They weren't. They were in the dump, literally. But thanks to you, and a little birdie told you about this this program where you could go and get like your blood drawn and get to your baseline and see all the stuff. So I thought, I don't feel like I should, I think. But you never know that because you're like, is it just my busy schedule? Is it because I'm eating like crap all the time, or am I not sleeping good? Why is my butt dragging, especially at 3 p.m. every single day?
Which happens to be
3 o'clock drag ass. So anyway, following your lead, I went into this place and got a baseline on my hormones, and pretty much everything was good except for my testosterone. Whew, I think it's supposed to be like 250. Mine came in at a staggering 9. And I was like, yeah. It validated me though. I was like, ugh. I wasn't just being lazy and just a crybaby. I legit have something going on.
Yeah.
But it's taken a while to get that back, and now I'm just, look at me.
And you got a pellet in your ass.
And I got a pellet in my ass.
Yes, same. I was a 10 on my testosterone, but yes, low. And it's weird because, again, we were just talking about why are we so tired all the time? Why am I weak? Why can't I move a straw bale like I used to? And I won't say who the little birdie is that I heard from.
Right.
Basically learned about this program, and it's actually BioT is what we're using.
What we're doing. There's a lot of different stuff out there.
Yeah, and I guess it's kind of a newer thing in Montana. Some other states, I think I heard like California and Florida have had this pellet, this hormone replacement therapy pellets or whatever. And people from here would like fly every couple months to go get their pellet. It's literally like this little pellet that gets... Well, it was a major surgery for Julie. It was just a little poke for me. She was kind of a baby about it, if we're being honest.
Major surgery.
But yeah, anyway, so I think probably based on some of that stuff, you thought of like, hey, maybe we should talk about hormones and how.
Yeah. You know, and I think a lot about that because for one thing, what did they do 100 years ago? These poor women that were just dragging their butts, and it was hard enough to get along without getting to just run to Walmart if you're running out of something. And you're just getting killed off, and you have a 9 as your level. I mean, these ladies were, you know, at least we can get checked and get fixed. They just didn't have that.
No,
and
they probably weren't. I mean, way back when they didn't make it to how old we are.
Oh, because we are awfully old.
Kind of feeling anyway.
Yeah. And the other thing I wondered was when you go in for your yearly, I'd rather,
go to the dentist. No. Oh, you'd rather go to the.
Yeah.
Your women's annual.
To the little woman's annual treat. Why don't they do a baseline then? Never ever have I had them ask me about that.
Probably, I mean, it all comes down to money.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times in what gets done or doesn't get done. And if you're getting treated for hormone therapy, maybe it takes away some of the other problems that you could be getting treated for and getting prescribed medicines for.
Yeah, or they're so focused on that little section of the bod that they've got to check out that they don't think about the whole you.
Yeah, something.
But it's very irritating.
And it just, I'm trying to remember who I was talking to about it. Basically that this like hormone replacement therapy has been a thing for a long, long, long time. But I think his take is that it's like at a pharmaceutical level, again, because of money.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, so I don't know. I can't really speak to it. I'm just regurgitating what someone said to me.
Well, it makes sense. And these are things I've been pondering. And, occasionally I do stop and ponder.
Yeah, I do too. But you don't saunter because
no, do not
if
saunter.
You saunter in front of Julie, she will kick you right square in the butt. No sauntering.
Right in the ass.
I was going to Kevin and I were going into the fair last night to the rodeo. I struggle with people that are not really paying attention and dawdling. I think that was a word Alyssa and I were talking about the other day. Dawdle. No dawdling, but not paying attention, not, holding their line as you would in motocross, not just kind of weaving around. Piddle farting. Just please move out of the way. And then my mom, her mantra, which we'll hear more about sometime because I'm sure she'll talk to us. Be kind, be kind, be kind, always be kind. And I just want to, pull a Julie and kick those sauntering butts right in the butt.
Just move slow to the right.
Yeah. It's like being in the grocery store when there's someone that's got a cart in the way and just totally oblivious to anything else that's going on.
And they take the whole space.
Yes.
All of the spaces.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And just from purely not paying attention.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I do.
I'm sensitive to people that just move at a little slower pace or need a little extra help or that's
But
fine.
you're not sensitive to a piddle farter.
I am not. Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about our verse.
Okay.
And then I'm going to share some I don't know, some good stuff to know.
Good stuff.
You'll probably have a good news story for us, and then we'll roll into
yes, ma'am.
more. Okay, the verse. So Isaiah chapter 46, verse 4, and it says, "Even to your old age and gray hairs, I am he. I am he who will sustain you. I have made you, and I will carry you. I will sustain you, and I will rescue you."
There you go. And that's all about the hormones.
I'm sure that it is.
I'm sure that that's what he was thinking.
I don't think that Alyssa thinks it is.
Come on, Alyssa, work with me here.
It's just a terrible word, though. I don't know why. It's just...
Well, every time I hear hormone, I've heard a naughty story before. And so I am working past it.
I know.
I'm trying to be adultish right now and not giggle every time I say hormone.
Well, because there's more than just the ones that you think, the naughty ones that you think about. There's a lot of different hormones in your body that
everywhere.
are used, like melatonin, for instance.
Yeah.
I think the 9-year-old boy in you just giggles at the naughty. So, anywho,
9-year-old boy.
I'm gonna tell you mine, and then I'll let you tell me yours. Okay. I don't know. You take on the character of what you are in contact with. Oh no. Well, maybe. Okay, I also have a verse from this is from my daily wisdom book.
That's so funny.
This is actually Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. It says, "Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think on these things." You will become the average of it. The books you read, the people you hang out with, the posts you read, the people you follow on social media, what you listen to, what you watch, and what you tell yourself. What are you surrounding yourself with? Mm-hmm. What have you self-cultivated? Be picky about the content you consume, the people you choose to hang around, and the words you say to yourself. You will take on the character of what you are in contact with. Mm-hmm. Don't leave your character to chance. Be intentional about surrounding yourself with things that will better your character.
Amen.
I give you heck, man, but you do push me to be better. So thanks for that.
You are a pushy broad.
I am too. I resemble that remark.
Every day it's like, did you do this? Of course I did it.
This is pretty much how it goes. I was going to argue, but it's not even worth it because it's true.
Okay.
What's your story?
Cutest thing ever. Senior finds love and connection greeting people at Walmart after her husband passes.
Aww.
Working is beautiful therapy.
Yes, it is.
She's the cutest little thing. But anyway, in colorful clogs and a blue hat to match her Walmart team vest, 86-year-old Mary Ruth Robinson is a greeter in Kentucky. And so she's goes in every day, and she's an infectious personality with the power to turn around anyone's day. The automatic doors are like the portico of a cathedral of kindness with Mary Ruth as the pastor. You don't find anyone like her every day anymore, said shopper Ted. But the wellspring of well wishes within the spiritually sprightly senior erupted out of tragedy. Not long ago, her husband Jackie, with whom she shared a lifetime of love and adventure, died on their wedding anniversary after having Parkinson's. I wish everyone could have had that kind of love, she said. I thought, well, if I don't go to work, I will die of loneliness because I miss him. Her independence is always important to her, and she thought that getting a job might be a good way to get the wheels of her life turning again. A wonderful therapy. She's making connections, and it's so sweet how shoppers are really coming through for her in her time of need.
Oh,
so cute.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I always try to be really nice when I'm leaving Walmart to the greeters that are there.
No. Lately, I must look like a hoodlum or something because I have started to get stopped, and I have to find my stinking damn receipt.
They want to know that you paid for it.
They want to make sure that I paid for the dog food.
But are you nice to them?
I smile and am incredibly delightful.
Internally, you're like, I don't know.
I ate
you must
my
look
receipt.
you must look like a hoodlum because one day I went out of there and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot my receipt which I did, forgot it on the checky outy thingy. And he's like, oh, just remember next time. Kindness.
Barf.
Barf. Okay. Well, good for her. That's awesome. I want to meet her. What Walmart
We got to go to
is she?
Kentucky.
Okay. Well, maybe someday I'll be there.
Let's see. Carrollton,
Kentucky. Okay. So I have to read this to you before we talk about hormones because you always think of just, the stupid girl period, things like that. Well, I was reading this Betty White book. What is it? It's How to Be Golden, Lessons We Can Learn from Betty White.
Oh,
and it was actually a quote from the Golden Girls where she played Rose. Do you remember Rose? Was just kind of such a dingbat. Anyway, she said, I never had PMS, but I did have a BMW one time. Cracks me up.
Oh, that's funny.
So now we're going to talk about what happens to our hormones as we age.
Yes.
Cool.
Is it? Okay, as we age, hormone levels naturally shift. But apart from something like menopause, what else can we expect to experience? So basically, we're going to just be talking about, what happens in your 20s, 30s, all of the things. Hormonal health is gaining traction in the health and wellness world as people learn more about exactly what hormones do to our body. And maybe that's where the pellet in the butt thing comes from. While we initially think of estrogen and testosterone, when we think of hormones, there is a lot more hormones than just those two. Hormones are responsible for just about every aspect of daily life, from sleep to digestion, metabolism.
Metabolism.
Damn it. Stress management and energy levels. And reading big, hard words. As we age, some hormone levels naturally shift, which is why things like menopause happen in the first place. As we age, some hormone levels naturally shift, is why things... Oops, that's it. But besides menopause, what else happens to your hormones at different life stages to help you better understand? All right. To help you better understand your hormones, Inga, get it together. And ultimately your health. We talked to an endocrinologist. We didn't, but these people did, about a significant change.
Wait, we're not starting over. Sorry.
That happened to some of the well-known hormones during different parts of the lifespan. Have you pulled it together?
Yes. Yes, I think so.
Okay, what happens to your hormones as they age, Inga?
I don't know. I got to find my place on the paper because I'm a little out of control here. So basically, research hasn't shown significant effect on the aging of hormones like leptin, which would be the fullness hormone.
Oh, I've got tons of that.
Yeah.
I am so full right now. Is that not the right?
No. And then there's the
Fullness.
hunger hormone.
Oh, I got lots of that too.
Yeah. So apparently research has not shown a significant effect on those ones.
Of course.
Ultimately, we don't see levels of these change all that much in our 20s, 30s, 40s, and so on. On the other hand, research around estrogen and testosterone in particular, as well as insulin, cortisol, and melatonin suggest otherwise, even if you haven't been diagnosed with a hormone-related condition. These hormone changes are all normal parts of the aging process, and while they may play a role in disease development, there certainly are eating and lifestyle habits that you can adopt throughout life to keep you healthier. So basically, it's always beneficial to talk to your doctor. Hormone changes are going to be normal part of the aging process. And yeah.
My husband was very, very concerned about the pellet in the butt thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was very concerned I was going to get hair on my chestal area.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
Or in my chinal area.
I'm not going to lie. I didn't want to grow a wiener. So I said, what happens if does this work? And they said yes. And I said, well, have you ever had any bad results? And they're like, no. And
Just
I was like,
one
well, what
wiener?
happens if, I'm not going to grow a wiener, am I? And they assured me I would not. So anyway.
Oh, so far so good. I take
So far
it.
so good.
All right.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, I'm good. Thanks.
Thanks for clearing that up. That's very important. Okay, your hormones in your 20s. Testosterone levels likely have already reached their peak by 18 to 20 years old. Melatonin, or the sleep hormone, reaches its peak way earlier, with some research suggesting it peaks between 2 to 5 years of age. I didn't know that. No wonder
Right.
I can't sleep.
Right.
Because I'm way not 2 or 5 years old.
Right.
Even though I may act like it occasionally. While there's
I
still
hadn't noticed.
plenty to help you get an adequate shut-eye for the next few decades, melatonin levels continue to decline gradually over the lifespan, a decline that may be related to sleep troubles later in life.
Yeah.
There you go.
So in your 30s, basically people will decrease around the testosterone, circulating testosterone will start to decrease in people around 35 to 40 years of age, and that's by about 1 to 3% per year. The gradual decrease may bring some symptoms like changes in muscle and fat mass. Often those symptoms are seen more in older age. Similarly, levels of estrogen and progesterone, they will continue to gradually decline in the 30s, and this is most often marked with changes to the menstrual cycle. Changes differ from person to person, and the menstrual cycle may become shorter, longer, heavier, lighter, just unpredictable, cruel as it can be.
Yes, that.
In terms of the stress hormone, which is cortisol, another study looked at cortisol levels in approximately 1,800 people over the course of 31 years, finding that levels generally decrease in your 20s and 30s, remain stable in your 40s and 50s, and increase thereafter. So the decrease in cortisol is partly due to the reduced fight or flight response that young people have to use outside stressors. Plus, self-perceived stress tends to decrease and coping mechanisms tend to increase throughout those years. So it's also going to depend on your individual life stressors, but yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. So maybe you just learn to deal a little better.
Chill out.
Yeah. Just calm down.
Just calm down.
What about your 40s? What
Drink a
happens?
beer. Your hormones in your 40s, in the mid to late 40s, you can expect to experience perimenopause, which is a time leading up to your last period where estrogen and progesterone levels vary from month to month. These hormones changes can cause irregular periods and may also bring menopause symptoms like hot flashes, weight changes, mood changes, and according to the Journal of Women's Health, sleep pattern disturbances. However, it's not entirely clear if perimenopause or menopause are fully to blame for sleep problems, or if increasing sleep problems are more related to aging in general and the natural decline in the melatonin. So basically, there's also, who knew, but men go through a version of male menopause.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I just thought it was, I just had to buy a really cool
You're thinking midlife crisis?
midlife crisis, not menopause. When
Yeah.
I had to buy that really cool red Ferrari.
Yeah. Ferrari. So hormones in your 50s. So estrogen declines by approximately 50% by 50 years of age and dramatically decreases further after menopause. According to the Mayo Clinic, the average age of menopause in the U.S. is 51, but individuals can experience at different times throughout their 40s or 50s. The decline in estrogen is associated with subsequent declines in muscle mass and strength, hot flashes, mood changes, fatigue, weight changes, joint pain, and then a higher risk of osteoporosis. So menopause and its connection to cancer is still confusing to some. Your risk for cancer increases as you age, but menopause does not cause cancer. Generally, a longer lifetime exposure to estrogen increases a person's risk of breast cancers, but it's not the only factor involved in cancer development. Additionally, estrogen can act as an anti-inflammatory in the body, so lower levels of it during and after menopause can mean an increase in low-grade inflammation. This inflammation may contribute to conditions like having like plaque buildup in the arteries, cardiovascular diseases, metabolic syndrome, and type 2 diabetes. The same can be said for lower testosterone levels. All the more reason to adopt an anti-inflammatory Mediterranean style of eating, which you're going to probably talk about here in just a little bit as we get into it. Diet and exercise, man.
Eat
more beef, always. Okay, what happens in your 60s, Julie?
Oh, andropause is when testosterone levels begin to drop off more regularly. And we see that around age 60.
And that's in men, right? Yeah.
Yes. The most obvious signs related to that are mass of muscle and strength, a decrease in bone mass, and an increase in central body fat.
Turns out I'm a 60-year-old man.
Here I just thought they had a beer belly.
All of that, like muscle mass, weakness.
Went right to their gut.
Well, I just am not strong anymore.
Weak sauce.
So, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So as a result, people may experience balance problems, more falls and injuries related to increased osteoporosis and chronic conditions like sleep apnea, depression, obesity, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and potential renal or liver diseases. There you have it. We need to, when we start reaching 60 years old, start doing a hormone panel on people.
Well, I think sooner, honestly.
Yeah, well, you try it, right. But start at some point, for God's sakes, because obviously things are amiss.
If people don't know, to go and ask. And I would never have known about it until a family member was telling me what she was going through. And I would never have known.
No.
But I think that there's a lot going on out there. And that's what the doctor that I was speaking to, not the one that gives me it, but a different one that actually performs that same BioT or works with BioT, was basically saying this hormone therapy could save a lot of problems.
Yeah.
But it's not something that...
It's not mainstream, and
yes.
I guarantee you, there isn't an insurance out there that's paying for it.
10-4.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know I write my check every 3 months, and I'm happy to do it.
Yeah.
Because God has blessed me to be in a position where I can, but yeah.
But truly, I know how many times in the last 16 years have I whined to you that I'm just freaking exhausted. I don't feel good. I'm just dragging my ass.
And there's no reason.
Yeah.
There is, because you're farm mama fitnessing and you're always running a million miles an hour.
We're always going at,
but I mean, it's not like we're living like a reckless lifestyle and just out partying all the time.
No, even with what I thought was a good night's sleep. And that's what's frustrating is when you're sleeping and you wake up tired.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck? How can I rest when I'm supposed to rest?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway.
How do we best support our hormones and overall health as we age?
Let's talk about it.
Let us
work with our doctor to find relief with troublesome symptoms. See, that's what I did, but I did a bit of self-diagnosis and just went out there and got this blood work done.
Yes. The minute I heard about it, I was like, sign me up. I want my blood tested. I want to see where I am.
And then I waited to see if you croaked from your first injection.
I know you did.
Yeah. And then you did fine. So I thought, well, I can do it too.
Yeah.
So thanks for being the guinea pig.
You're very welcome. Happy to do it.
Yeah. Learning to pay attention to your body early on to be able to notice any changes is a key to identifying issues before they get out of control. The effects of hormonal changes differ from person to person. For some, it may present as a minor concern, while others, it's a significant that it causes disruptions to daily life. And symptoms such as weight fluctuations, fatigue, persistent joint pain, low sex drive, heart rate fluctuations, changes in bowel movements. Oh, good Lord. At least that didn't happen. And even depression are some that should be concerning enough for you to contact your medical provider. You know, the fatigue was really the big thing for me. I was tired of feeling tired.
Yep.
I was just mad about it. I was mad.
I know.
And how many caffeines did I drink a day?
Right.
And of course, then that was crappy sugar, crappy to lead to then other concerns of, well, my joints hurt. Well, duh, because that extra 50 pounds you have on that left cheek is hurting your knee, dummy. You know? Duh.
Well, you could always adopt a Mediterranean-style diet.
Oh, let's see what that is. Is that a lot of fish?
I don't know. With a natural increase in inflammation that happens as you age, it's beneficial, and they say it's delicious. I don't know. I have to fact check that. To incorporate the principles of a Mediterranean diet. This way of eating has been praised for its ability to protect your heart and brain as you age, decrease the risk of diabetes, make losing weight and maintaining a healthy weight easier, and much more. And unlike most diets, it doesn't suggest excluding any one particular food or food group. When people think of foods affecting their body, they tend to focus on what they need to stop eating as opposed to the things they're not eating enough of. For example, carbohydrates are often frowned upon, especially as part of a trendy weight loss diet.
Yep.
But according to Azaro, carbohydrates are crucial for a healthy reproductive hormone response, in addition to just about every other bodily function. And your body needs cholesterol and fat to adequately produce hormones, so it's important to focus on incorporating healthy sources of fat in your diet as well. Best of all, the Mediterranean diet's easy to follow, and it helps cut down on life stress. So they say.
Got on my phone to look up Mediterranean.
See, now that's acceptable.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so in general, if you follow the Mediterranean diet, you'll eat lots of vegetables. I failed.
You quit already.
I quit already. Fruit, beans, lentils, and nuts. Lots of whole grains like whole wheat bread and brown rice. Plenty of extra virgin oil, olive oil, EVOO, as a source of healthy fat. A moderate amount of fish, especially fish rich in omega-3 fatty acids.
Where's the beef?
Yeah. There ain't none.
Or the chicken nuggets?
Or the pizza.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I can do Mediterranean.
I
So I'm going to get the pellet instead. All right, watch out for hormone disrupting chemicals.
Oofda.
So the toxins that you're exposed to in an environment can play a major role in hormone health. Azaro notes that chemicals known as xenoestrogens, I think, can mimic or even change the actions of our hormones. As a protective measure, she recommends limiting exposure to hormone disrupting chemicals such as plastics made with BPA, pesticides, certain beauty and cleaning products that contain ingredients with triclosan. I don't know.
Well, how the heck do you know?
I'm not sure. I guess you just don't clean.
And you don't wear makeup, and you don't.
Well, that is no pesticides, so the bugs get to stay, and the house gets to be dirty.
Well, the beauty products, let me tell you, my husband used to say, why do you always put on makeup in the morning? So one day I didn't. And he said, would you go put your makeup on?
Why didn't you put on your makeup today?
Yeah,
that's funny.
That was an about face.
Hey, decrease stress.
Oh,
Shall we?
quit being a damn scheduler.
I know. Trying to
is the look of a crazed scheduler.
Frazzled. A knot hole backwards. I think that's been on every episode for the last 5. And we both look like that.
Yeah, so there's good stress and there's bad stress. And just what stress are you going to let wreak havoc on your life?
Yeah. Try not to. I don't recommend it.
Yeah.
Incorporate strength training.
Ugh.
You do that on
I do it
Farm
not
Mama
on
Fitness.
purpose, but because I have to, and it makes me mad. I hate to. It hurts my back anymore because I'm kind of a wuss.
Nurse Margaret, I have done a couple home visits with her, and she has a little strength training. I think it's like a 5 exercise thing, and I promised I was going to remember and do it, and I think I did it for like 2 days and then stopped. But it's literally just sitting in your chair, and it's just, I don't know, it's just some movements, and I know that people sometimes will take like cans of soup for the weight. Even little things like
it's
that.
A lot. You don't have to go buy a gym.
No, not at all. Just little things. But you know why I know my pellet is running out? Because I was trying to open the pickle jar the other day, and I was like, can't get it. Like, it's time.
Where's my pellet?
Yeah.
Oh, Lordy. We're going to look at some hormone imbalance symptoms in men and women.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how you know that you might be having a
Could
problem?
you have a potential
Could
hormonal
possibly.
imbalance in your body? If you have been experiencing a range of strange symptoms and have been unable to find the cause of just what on earth could be wrong with you, then you might
Going to start that
very
paragraph
well
over?
might be suffering from a hormone imbalance. There can be many more different causes that make this happen, but the treatment generally involves having your hormone levels tested and then going on hormone treatments that will work to correct those imbalances in the body. Could a hormone balance be a blame for your strange symptoms? Let's find out.
So the something different thing, I think, is kind of how we were diagnosing, is just like, you know something's off.
Right.
Something's wrong, not the same, but you can't pinpoint what it is.
Yeah.
So that would be an indicator. And they say, listen to your gut. Like, if you know that you're not feeling like you normally feel, like consistently, maybe something's wrong.
Yeah.
Acne?
Zits?
Yeah. Yeah. If if you're not in the normal period of life where that would be a thing, all of a sudden you start having all this acne, something might be going on.
I get one every once in a while and it just ticks me off.
I know. I found a cure for those, though. I was telling you the other day. Yeah. Those little. Well, what they are is basically, the blister Band-Aids that I've talked to you about. It's basically that, but in a little tiny dot. So and it just sucks the
life out of you.
It sucks any like moisture out of. So it'll heal you up your face in a hurry.
There you go.
Well, at least my experience, it did.
Yeah.
So
how about this one? Irritability.
Yep. Have it. Don't recommend it.
Do you have a shorter fuse? Yes. Do you and find it harder to deal with people in general?
Yes. Okay. Hair growth or loss. So if you get that hair on your chinny chin or chest hair, you've either, what is it that you eat and they say, oh, that'll put hair on your chest? Or is that when it's something like, I don't know. Anyway, never mind. Changes in your period. I had a hysterectomy, full, 100%, everything gone at like 26. So I don't even know what those are anymore.
You're a wench.
I know.
But so time out. I'm going to ask a personal question.
I can't.
So yes.
Okay.
So crazy cream.
Oh yeah.
Didn't you go on some crazy cream for a while because of what you just mentioned?
Yes. If I don't choke. So after I had my hysterectomy, it was like compounded or whatever, you know what I mean? So like this cream that Kevin endearingly titled Crazy Cream. So yeah, it was just whatever it was based on what the doctors evaluated and determined for me.
Where do you put it? On your testicles?
I don't even remember, to be honest with you. Because I don't do it anymore. I only did it for a couple of years.
Did it help?
Well, I asked Kevin.
He's still alive, so probably.
It must have helped a little.
You were tolerable?
Tolerable, and yeah.
But see, then having none of that stuff in you causes a different...
Yes.
You have a total different hormonal journey than anybody else.
And aren't the hormones actually made like in your pituitary? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yes?
I thought that...
Some of them.
I thought hormones are made in your...
That's not going to make it.
That's
okay. Made in your moans?
Yeah. Or was it in the moans? You knew I had to at least once.
It's the goal to get a listen to Twitch.
So another one is anxiety.
Yes, also occasionally have that.
Maybe you're a little sad, maybe a little short-tempered. Have you suddenly noticed that you're getting panic attacks?
Oof.
I hope not. Those would be terrible. I've had one.
Yeah.
It was bad. Heart problems.
Yeah.
That could have something to do with your hormones.
Yep.
Panic and hot flashes. I've heard of some people that just are horrendous hot flashes. Yeah. And I don't know, knock on wood, I've ever gotten a legit hot flash, but I do know that I've waken up in the middle of the night hotter than hell, and it made me mad.
I have had some hot flashes way back when, and they're like, for me, it was like I just wanted to climb outside of myself. I don't even it's like I got to get out of this skin or something. You just get so overwhelmingly hot. It's really weird. And they don't, or for me, they didn't, it wasn't like I have a hot flash for like, tons and tons of time, pretty short lived, but just uncomfortable.
Well, the only thing that I can envision it with is like when I told you I had, my truck has that warm seat. And when it all of a sudden gets to that one, and all of a sudden the heat just comes up through your butt because your butt's on fire. And
yes. And yes.
Hot flash.
Yeah. And you're like, all of a sudden you just know like, Oh my God.
Open the window. I'm going to jump out.
And basically the joke in my house is that if mom's cold, everybody's cold. If mom's hot, everybody's hot, because especially in a vehicle. So I would get them like while we're traveling, and I would just have to turn on every bit of air conditioning that I could, like full blast. Didn't matter if it was the middle of winter. So yeah, maybe I am crazy. No, that's what the question was, right? No.
The unspoken one, but thanks for answering that.
Yes.
Frequent urination. What? Fatigue. That was the one that just ticked me off.
Yeah.
Just don't have time to be tired, right?
Yeah.
The hot flashes. Nightmares. Who knew? I've had an occasional nightmare, but not the scary ones.
No.
That's
No.
a night terror.
I have had one of those in my life. I think I talked about it once, and my grandma Fisher saved my life in my dream. In my dream, she came to me and she was like, wake up, just wake up. And she was touching me and like shaking me, just wake up.
What?
And yeah, it was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, that was bad. I didn't like that at all.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah, but only one. I've only had one bad one like that. Yeah.
Huh.
So yeah, fatigue. If you're just like crazy tired for no apparent reason, something could be going on. Oh yeah, we said that before. And then we were talking about nightmares.
Insomnia, the cancer risk situation, don't freak out about it. But just keep on top of it.
Yeah.
Have your yearly checks when you're supposed to, all of the things.
And diabetes. So imbalances in the hormonal system can also put you at a higher risk for developing other diseases that can destroy your body in the long run, such as diabetes and obesity. So basically, you need to just be paying attention. It says, do you consume a lot of sugar and fizzy drinks throughout the day? More than you know you should? Yes, every day.
All of them.
All of the days. So it's not good because it does put me at higher risk for developing diabetes. But, they're continuing to learn about how to fix it if I end up there.
Screw it up.
Weight loss, actually. Weight fluctuations are normal, and there's almost no man or woman on the planet that hasn't taken a moment to worry about their weight or figure at least once in their life. The moment you start experiencing any sudden weight loss, you should take a closer look at your body to figure out why.
I would just do jumping jacks in joy.
I know that's the problem. I think that because we're all too critical on ourselves about our weight, I think every one of us. And I think if you experienced a sudden weight loss, you would just be like, that was awesome. Yeah. I'd like to do that again or more or whatever. But really, it's probably something going on that is not good.
Well, it's not happened to me.
Yeah. And then could be the weight gain.
Can't win.
You can't win.
You're either going to lose it or you're going to gain it, and it's probably not good either way. So
probably not. Irregular periods.
Mood swings.
Yeah.
Migraines and headaches. You're that person.
I am that person. What's interesting now, though, so I think earlier on in life, my headaches and everything were probably related to hormonal imbalances. Now in my life, it's stress. Or if it's like, if there's a situation that I feel that's happening and I am just unsettled about it, I will stress out. I will get such a headache. I will I will get physically sick.
And I will say, what's stressing you out, Inga?
I know. Every time
the
you're
second you walk in, I can either tell it in your voice or in your eyes.
Yeah. And you're like, what's stressing you? But I'm getting better at saying to myself, like, why are you holding on to this? What can you do with this? Give it to God, because you can't fix it and you can't be responsible for it. So do what you can and let it go. It's really liberating.
You're still that person, though.
I am 100% that person.
Even yesterday, we went to a birthday party at lunch.
Yes.
And I watched your behaviors, and you were cracking me up.
What did I do?
So there was one table with the kids' table.
Yes.
And then there was the adultish, because there were still adults at the kids' table, you know. So anyway, you look at it. There in the middle was the youngest, and he was doing something with the cupcakes, and you just couldn't help yourself. I just saw your hand just went like this. You wanted to fix it 15 times, and you'd stop yourself, but you were just doing. And then he'd go to do this, and I don't know if you're trying to catch the cupcakes when they went flying or what you were doing, or you thought he might fall off the high chair.
Trying to save him from himself.
Yes, but I just watched you, and I was
funny
laughing, and because you don't even know you do it.
No, I had no idea.
Yeah, you got a little closer up on your chair, and you were just ready to jump. and your hand would just
the
do this
cupcake
thing.
went.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm weird.
You don't even know you do it.
That's funny. And that's why I have headaches. Cravings, actually. If you've been craving weird things, there might be something going on with your hormones. Which it would make sense because, like, when you're pregnant,
yeah.
you have those crazy cravings.
Yeah.
Mine was Wendy's Caesar salad.
Oh, mine was Taco John's.
Really?
Well, loved me some nachos.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. And my kid likes hot stuff to this day. Yeah, that's funny. Depression, that's a chemical thing.
Yeah.
And mania, oh, Lord, we're all a hot mess. And then issues with the thyroid. Interesting enough, not only are they working on my progesterone at this time, but also put me on a new thyroid pill.
Yes.
And I always said in a laughing, joking manner, my thyroid's making me this beautifully curvy. And nobody cared to look into it for me. But the thing is, I've been on this thyroid medicine now for 6 weeks, and I haven't lost a pound. So it wasn't anything that was a sudden fixer-upper, darn it.
Darn it. Anyway. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that was kind of an embarrassing episode. So if you checked out, that's okay. If you stuck with us this whole time, thank you.
You now know more about your hormonals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your what are we closing this with?
It's very appropriate after
sure.
that fiasco. So there's, how everybody's always talking about aging gracefully. Well, I have a site that came up, and I don't know why it came up on my feed, but it's called Aging Disgracefully.
Oh, I love that.
So I will neither grow up nor grow old. I will just age disgracefully with a smile. And all my life, I worried about what others thought of me. I always tried to watch myself and act as if I should. Mind my manners, sit up straight, and talk like a lady. But we all knew that in my heart, I was just a little shady.
That's fantastic.
There you go.
Sums it up.
That's somebody that had hormones and was darn proud of it.
Oh, peace out, Girl Scouts.
Have a good day.